What's up guys, and welcome back. So here's my final update to the Soulrift Shadowblight Necromancer. I did end up completing pit 119 with this setup, and with the right masterworking and gear you could probably push, I want to say like pit 123, maybe pit 124, but for me I think this will be as far as I take it. In this video I will go over all the changes made to the build and briefly cover everything else, but for a more in-depth guide there will be a link in the description for the original build video where I cover everything in more detail. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below and I will get back to you. Also, if this video ends up being helpful, don't forget to leave a like and check out my channel for more content just like this. Anyways, let's get right into it. Starting off with the skills used in the build, down below we have Soulrift. Obviously this is our bread and butter. This is how we're going to proc Shadowblight over and over. We have Reap. I don't actually use this. It's just another darkness skill on our action bar that we get damage from. We have Blight. This is going to give us more damage when needed. Right here we have Corpse Explosion. We use this to consume a corpse and also gain damage. We have Corpse Tendrils to group enemies up. And then we also have Decompose. We don't actually use Decompose. It's just another darkness skill for the action bar for the damage. As for the Book of the Dead, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice the Reapers down here for 31% multiplier. Right here in the Mages, get rid of the Cold Mages for a 31% multiplier. And then down here at the Golem, get rid of the Iron Golem for the 54% multiplier. When it comes to the Mercenaries, we're using Subo up top, and then down below we're using Variana. Into the Chaos perks, nothing's changed here. Alter the Balance, Crazy Brew, Accelerating Chaos, and Erupting Chaos. Here's a look at my stats if you want to go ahead and check those out really quick, or if you want to pause the video. Now into the gear, one thing that has changed up top, we have the Higher of Perdition now. It's giving us a huge critical strike chance, and then also gives us a 60% multiplier. We're going to go with the same runes in there. So yeah, now this is definitely one of the changes right here. We have two mythics now. We have this, and we have the Shroud of False Death. And then for the runes up here, go with Zan Quax, just like before. In your armor, you want to get the intelligence. And then right here, we have Shroud of False Death, just like before. Obviously, this is giving us a ton of damage and all stats, life, just good overall. We do have the Ebon Piercer now on the gloves. I'm pretty sure before I had it in the pants. It doesn't matter as long as you have all three of these. It doesn't matter which order. But we have the Ebon Piercer now here. And then I have the GA on Reaper's Pursuit. That's giving us a nice boost to damage. We're getting 15 ranks to that now. Right here into the pants, we have the Fist of Fate. Now, these are decent. You want to try to triple masterwork the attack speed just like I did right there. And preferably we want to get the attack speed on a greater affix. Then we'd be hitting the attack speed cap a lot easier, and we'd be able to change things around a bit and even pull more damage out of this. This is just the best pair that I've found so far. Into the boots right here, Lidless Wall. Obviously we still want to have that. Try to triple masterwork the cooldown reduction, making it to where we can proc Crazy Brew more often. I only have 2 masterworks on there, but you definitely want to try to triple masterwork that. And then I've had a lot of people ask in the comments of my last video, why do we use Lidless Wall? Well, the main reason that we use Lidless Wall is right there. You see the plus 80% main hand weapon damage. That gives us a lot of damage overall. Down into the weapon, obviously we're going to use the two-handed sword for the implicit of the critical strike damage. Same thing as before, intelligence, maximum life, critical strike damage. And then you want to go with the tempers of shadow damage and finality. You want to try to triple masterwork the finality just like I did right there. We're going to go ahead and throw the blighted aspect on here for a nice damage boost. And then you want to throw Tam Wat when it comes to your runes right here. And this is how we're going to be cursing enemies. Up into the amulet, we're going to go with the aspect of decay just like before. You know, try to get percent intelligence. And then you want to try to get Coalesce Blood. I mean, if you can get GAs on those, that'd be awesome. That's even more damage. And then I have ranks to amplify damage on there. Now, if you can get one with Coalesce Blood and Gloom, that'd be the best overall. And I would say try to triple masterwork the Coalesce Blood. For your tempers right here, shadow damage and ultimate skills restore 26 primary resource. We get the restore primary resource with the ultimate skill on all 3 of our jewelry pieces. That's how we're constantly keeping our resource topped off. And then for the aspect right here, we want to go with the aspect of decay for a nice damage boost. Right here, we're going to go with the aspect of the damned. Same thing as before on both rings. Actually, they're going to be exactly the same. Intelligence, attack speed, and critical strike chance. Try to get the GA on intelligence and attack speed. As you can see, I have it on both rings. And then you want to try to triple masterwork the attack speed, which I was able to do on both rings. And then on our first ring up here, we're going to go with the aspect of the dam, like I had mentioned. Then on the second ring, we're going to go with the sacrificial aspect. This is going to boost all of our sacrifice bonuses. And then in your jewelry, guys, go ahead and put the skulls for the armor so that you're meeting the cap. As for the elixirs, we're going to go ahead and use Elixir of Advantage, Grenamine Buzz, Sage Whisper, and Soothing Spice. We'll briefly cover the skill tree. I don't think anything has changed, but we will go over it. Up top, Decompose and Reap, get the 2 points up there. Right here, max out Hewed Flesh. Now, I think before we had 3 into Imperfectly Balanced. This is boosting our core skill damage, which our Soulrift now counts as a core skill, but Soulrift isn't our main damage dealer. Shadowblight is, and we're just proccing Shadowblight with Soulrift, so we're not worried about putting points there. Right here, Blight, run that back to Supernatural for a nice damage boost. Right here, Corpse Explosion, run it back to Blighted, so it becomes a Darkness skill. We want to get as many Darkness skills on our action bar so that we're getting a ton of damage from Reaper's Pursuit down below, which you'll see. Right here, max out Necrotic Fortitude, Titan's Fall, Spiked Armor, and then also Fueled by Death. Into our curses right here, max out Death's Embrace for damage and damage reduction. Right here, Amplify damage, obviously we want to max that out. 3 into Decrepify, back to Aberrant, and then come down here. 3 into Coalesce Blood for a nice damage boost. Corpse Tendrils, run it back to Blighted Corpse Tendrils so that we're creating the Blood Orbs. Right here, Necrotic Carapace, max that out. Obviously we want to max out Reaper's Pursuit, and then we have, you know, another rank from our Shroud of False Death, and then 15 ranks in our gloves. And this overall contributes a ton of damage to the build, and this is why we want to have all the darkness skills on our action bar. And also it maxes out our movement speed at 200%. Right here, max out Gloom, max out Terror, and then right here, max out Crippling Darkness. Down into our ultimates, obviously we want to get 1 into Soul Rift, run that back to Supreme Soul Rift, and then over into Memento Mori for a nice boost to our sacrifices. Right here, Stand Alone, and then 3 into Inspiring Leader, so we're getting that critical strike chance, because we want to be maxing out our crit chance and our attack speed with this build. And then for our key passive, the bread and butter, our main damage dealer, Shadowblight. Now into the Paragon. I think I did switch the boards around a little bit to make it more efficient. Also, don't forget to level up your glyphs, guys. At 45 or 46, I'm sorry, you get the big radius increase, so definitely you want to level those up. I'd say just go to 100. That's obviously going to be more damage for you. Down here, we're going to go Resilience, Prime, just like before. Gasp and Knowledge, throw in Abyssal in this board. The next board that we come into is going to be the Wither board. And you're going to go ahead and throw Gravekeeper in here. And we break off this way and this way. The board over here is going to be Blood Begets Blood. Obviously, we get damage from Blood Orbs. And we're creating Blood Orbs with our Corpse Tendrils. In this board, go ahead and throw Essence for a nice boost to our critical strike damage. Up here, we're going to go ahead and go with Frailty, so we get more damage against cursed enemies. And because of our runes, we're always cursing the enemies. In this board, throw in Imbiber. We get a nice damage boost right here. Then also with Imbiber, you see you gain 3% increased damage and 5% increased potion healing for each missing healing potion. The more potions that we're missing, the more damage that we're doing. So I like to try to sit like at 5 potions or below and just maybe pick up 1 here and there to keep our, you know, damage boost up because of that. Especially if you're pushing higher tiers of the pits, that can definitely help. Right here, Eradicate and Preservation, just like before. And the final board is going to be Scent of Death. We get damage reduction and a nice boost to our critical strike damage. And then up here, we're going to go ahead and throw in Sacrificial. And same as before on this board, guys, Death Marked, Seethe, Restorative, and Suffice Resilience. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think I did cover all the changes. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to let me know down below. Also, there will be the original build guide down in the description below if you want to check that out. It's a bit more in-depth. But yeah, I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this build. There will be some gameplay right now. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Hopefully this guide has been helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below. I'm sure there's going to be something I missed. I will get back to you. Anyways, thanks for watching.